Janina. So if you happen to have an exercise ball for this, great. If you don't, no big deal. A chair works perfectly, but this way you can sit and not put a lot of pressure on your foot and your ankle and still get an upper body workout. If you need to sit on the floor, if this is too much, sitting upright in a chair or on a ball is too much for your ankle, you can sit on the floor cross-legged and do exactly what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna start just sitting up nice and tall. I'm just gonna turn sideways so that you can see. Most important thing is just to sit up tall through the spine. So your sitting bones, which are right at the base of your pelvis, are pointing straight down, and then the crown of the head is reaching straight up, and that core is active. So I'm using lighter weights. I have 5 pounds, which right now I can't translate, but something light is what you're gonna wanna use. And the lighter you have, the more reps you do. The heavier you have, and I would say the heaviest we go for this would be the 5s, less reps. So I'm gonna show you the exercises, and then you can listen to your body. I'll give you some guidelines at the end for how many reps to do. But you're just gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna take the weights on either side, and we're just gonna alternate. One arm lifting to shoulder height, and then coming down, and then the other one. And you just wanna take a nice exhale as you lift up, and an inhale as you slowly release. And this is gonna work the front of your shoulder. It's gonna work into your chest muscles. And by sitting up nice and tall, no matter where you're sitting, you're also getting core work here. So again, you listen to your body in terms of how many reps, but once we've done this, we're gonna bring both arms up to shoulder height, sitting nice and tall, and we're gonna take a little bicep curl. So we're gonna take an exhale as we bend, and an inhale to lengthen, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And again, you're gonna listen to your body in terms of how many reps. It depends on how heavy your weights are. Option with the bicep curls is always to come in elbows to the waist and to do a little hammer curl here if the shoulders get fatigued. Then we're gonna take the arms 3/4 of the way overhead. So they're not directly overhead, but just a little out in front. You can see them with your eyes. And you're gonna pull back and down, shoulder blades come in toward the spine, and press. Pull down and press. And breath can go either way for this one. So you can exhale on either part of this motion. Again, depending on your weights, you might do more reps. And then you're gonna bring your arms into that goalpost position. So let me just turn forward so that you can see the impromptu video here. And you're just gonna come forward, squeezing the elbows toward each other, and open, and in, and open. Let's take an exhale, and an inhale, and an exhale, and an inhale, and again, as many reps as you need, keeping good form, but finding that fatigue, that burn in the muscles. Then we're gonna take the arms down to the sides, still sitting up nice and tall. And if my hands go out of the frame of the video, you know that my arms are staying nice and long. You're just gonna lift up to shoulder height and release. Exhale, inhale. Making sure that the shoulders stay down away from the ears. So do as many as feels appropriate for you. And then I'm gonna set these down because these are a bit heavy, but if you have a lighter set of weights, you're gonna take your arms out to the side to shoulder height, and you're just gonna draw tiny little circles in the air, keeping the core nice and still, sitting up nice and tall. And then you're just gonna reverse the direction of the circle, taking a nice full breath for every circle. Stretching those arms out, and then releasing. So for the next exercise, I'm gonna turn on a slight angle So regardless of whether you're sitting on the floor or on a chair or a ball, your spine is straight, but you're just gonna hinge it forward slightly. You're gonna take a hand on either side. Palms are facing toward the wall behind you or toward your chair. You can think of it that way. And you're gonna pull up and release down. Pull up and release down. So you're lifting from the back of your shoulder, but you're also drawing your shoulder blades inward towards your spine. And again, do as many reps as feels appropriate for you. Because I just taught 2 classes, these weights are a little heavy for the next one, so I'm gonna set them down, but a lighter set of weights will work great. I'm just gonna come forward so you can see. So you're gonna go back into that hinge. Palms are gonna face in toward each other or in toward your legs, and then your arms are gonna sweep back behind you. So you're gonna lower your arms just until they're in line with your torso, and then lift back up. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And then you're gonna hold the arms up and little tiny pulses, lifting the heads of the weights up toward the ceiling. So you're in this hinge, but your spine is long and you're really pulling that low belly up and in. Last exercise, you're gonna hold your arms up here, and then it's a little tiny bend of your elbows and a press. Bend and a press. Every time you straighten through those elbows, you want to think of reaching the fingertips toward the wall behind you. And you should feel a lift right through the back of your arm. And again, you would do as many as feel appropriate. And then last exercise, we're just going to squeeze in. So it's like you have a ball in between your hands and you're trying to squish it. Squish, squish, squish. And then come up, and then we'll just do a quick little stretch to finish up. So you're just gonna take one arm across your chest, hand to the lower arm, draw across, and then take this stretching shoulder back and down. I'm sorry that you injured your foot. I don't know if it's foot or ankle, but I'm so sorry. And I hope it heals quickly, but this should help. This strength work is really good for a high calorie burn. So let's take it to the other side. Make sure the shoulder comes back and down away from the ear. Breathe. And then you're gonna take your hands, palms forward. Just gonna reach back, open up your chest. Reach those hands back behind you so you get a nice stretch through the front of the chest, the shoulder, the bicep. And then let's just do a little tricep stretch. So you're taking the arm that's bent, this one, gently pressing it back with the fingers of the opposite hand. And you want to think about really zipping up your core so that you don't end up arching and feeling it in your back. And let's switch sides. Breathe. And then just roll your shoulders a few times. Release. So best thing that I can suggest is, depending on how heavy the weights you have are, if you're lifting heavier weights, I would say somewhere between 8 and 16 reps. If you're lifting lighter weights, like I will often do these with a 2 or a 3 pound weight. And so if you're doing the lighter weights, you can do anywhere from 16 to 32 reps, but you always want to make sure that your posture is good, that you're sitting up tall, that your core is engaged. If you start to find that you're rounding or that you're feeling a ton of tension in your neck, those are good signs that you've probably done enough. And then make sure you stretch afterward. So video for the upper body. I will also send you some core work, and this will be perfect until your leg heals and you can do total body. We'll talk to you later.